Today in this tutorial, I'll be explaining you the Excel formulas you must know. So let's jump into the Excel and find it out. So the first thing is you should know manually how to calculate the formula. For example, if you want to multiply the cell with a rate, you can select the cell, multiplier and your rate. Similarly, for your subtraction and your addition one by one, you can do that. If you do one by one addition or multiplier, you can get the result, but if you remove any row or column, you will get the error message. To avoid that, you should have your functions in place to have a better control. Now this addition one by one is called formulas, and these are predefined functions. If you don't know what is the difference between formula and functions, then check the tutorial link in the description below. Under formulas, if you have a lot of functions under different categories. To know the shortcut keys for any functions, you have to press Alt key from your keyboard, then your numbers and text will be activated. In this, your formula will be M. So next you have to press M, right? Then under auto sum, for example, I'm just giving you an example. Under auto sum, you have to press U, and for sum you will get S, right? So here the functions will be your Alt plus M U S. For example, if I press here Alt M U S, so automatically it will calculate my functions and I can get the result. Another shortcut key we have is called Alt plus equal to sign. So if I press Alt plus equal to on my keyboard, I will also get the sum functions and I will get the result. I have given the syntax for the functions so that you will have a better understanding while I explain about the functions. So let's start with the first functions called sum functions. Every function start with your equal to sign, then your function name. In this, our function name is sum functions. You can also press, after writing SUM, you can press tab, so that automatically it will take the functions correctly and the bracket. So here you have to press select which number you want to calculate and you can close the bracket. This is a simple formula for sum functions. Here also you can play around and you can add with a comma if you want to add more. So suppose buy and sell, both I want to add, I can select both and I can calculate like this. So total might be 25. So here 15 plus 10 is 25. If here suppose manually also I want to add something, I can press that number and I can get the result. So here 15 plus 10 25 plus 10 35. Here again also I can add some number and I can get the result. Okay, similarly I can extend this, I will get the result. So you can play around with the sum functions. It is not only that you have to calculate only these cells, you can inside you can have multiple criteria, multiple steps to add the and get the result, right? Now let's talk about SUMIF functions. In SUMIF functions, your criteria should be there based on which your calculation will be made. Criteria can be anything. It can be text, number or anything, or you want to more control, you can use the star. So I will explain you one by one. So here the first you have to start with equal sign, then SUMIF. You can also use in the arrow mark and press the tab. Okay, so now your syntax will be range. First option will be your range. In the range you have to select which range, from where you will get your range. In this I am selecting this. You can also select like this or like this. If you are selecting from with header, then always you have to select with a header, or you don't want the header, you can select like this. Then your criteria. So what will be our criteria? So we want the criteria for apple and we want to add the total buys, right? So this will be your sum range from where we are going to add. You close the bracket, and apple we have 2 by here and 3 by here, so it will get added and we'll get the result for 5. Simple, right? Suppose by mistake here it is written as apple 1 and here it is written as apple 2, right? So you will not get the result because the text is different even though first few letters are same. In this case, what you have to do is, in the criteria is B12, you have to press and double quote star. See? So it will consider apple and whatever the text. Star means anything. So apple and anything. Suppose for example, before that part 1, right? So now it will not calculate because apple is inside and before and after some text is there. In that case, what you have to do, the same with double quote star, you have to put before the B12 and press the and enter. So it will consider before and after text and it will calculate the formula, right? Now if you drag the formula or copy the formula down, suppose you can press Ctrl D, so the formula will copy it from the down. You can see here formulas are getting one cell down, right? Similarly, if you copy to the down, again it will be coming down. So to avoid that, you have to press F4 in between A and 3. In between you have to keep the cursor and press F4 from your keyboard so that it will get freeze, right? So B3, B13 we are not going to change because it will be changing based on your order, right? Let's press this and this, right? So if you copy on top or down, suppose here mango, in case of mango let's say orange. Now you can see here formulas, sorry, I have to press this one. You can also manually drag. So here the first formula I have to fix it, then I have to copy down the formula, right? So mango also we have 5 and orange we have 1. So you can see that text and criteria or the sum range, everything is constant. It is not getting changed even if I'm copying the formula to the down, right? Now let's take with the another example. Let's remove this and remove this. Okay, now suppose I want to calculate my cell which is more than 2, right? So in this case, and in case of another criteria is apple. In apple, what are the cells more than 2, right? In this case you have to write SUMIF. Your range should be this, your criteria should be your apple greater than or equal to 2, comma, your sum range should be cell. So you can see here apple you have 1, you have 2, right? So it will calculate only the total which is having more than 2, right? Let's see. So greater than equal to, so greater than equal to, it will not apply to your text, it should be applied to your quantity. Okay, so in this case I am not giving your criteria to this one, I am giving your what I say my buy, which is my buy. Suppose I bought 4 or 5. In this case I want to identify, suppose I bought more than 2. In case 3, 5 and 4 is more than 2, so I want the total of this cells, right? In this case equal to SUMIF your range will be your buy, your criteria should be greater than greater than, let's say 2 comma, some range will be your cell. Okay, in this greater than you have to give it the double quote, then only it will work, right? So here you can find your greater than 2 will be these three numbers and the total will be these three numbers, so total will be 7, right? If I give greater than or equal to, then it will add this 2 also. Let's try. I can try equal to, greater than or equal to, and it will become 9. You can see here this and this, these numbers are greater than 2 or equal to 2, and the total should be this and this, right? Simple. So now sum and SUMIF functions is clear. Let's go to the next functions. Next function is your average functions. So how to calculate the average? Type with equal sign, type average, then select your cell range, close with a bracket and enter. So you can calculate the average. Simple, right? So in this, what is your total, and divide by, for example, I have total this 15 numbers, and your count, how many counts? Your 5 counts. So 15 divided by 5, this is 3. This is how we calculate manually the average, right? Total divided by your number. So here average function will calculate easily if you give your average functions. Next, minimum and maximum. How to calculate minimum and maximum? In this you can find your minimum is 1 and maximum is 5, right? So with functions, how we calculate? Equal to min, select your cell range, close bracket, will give your minimum. Similarly for max, equal to max, select your cell range, enter. The maximum is 5. Now let's go to the next functions. Count functions. So count functions, count a functions, count if functions, count blank functions, right? So those are different functions and different use. Let's go one by one. In first count function, it will count the number of cells that contain numbers, right? In this cell you can find out you can find one cell is blank, one cell having NA, right? So I have given example so that it will be easy for our understanding. Let's say equal to count, select your range, bracket. So here you can find out, so ignore the total, you can find 1, 2 and 3 cells having the numbers, so it will calculate 3, right? Now count A will be count the number of cells that are not empty in a range, that are not empty, right? So here equal to count A and select the range. In this case, which is not empty. So how many not empty? 1, 2, NA also not empty, T also not empty. So it will calculate 4, because NA also is not empty. Only this banana, this B, 4 is empty. So it will ignore that and it will find out. But in count, it will calculate what are the cells having only numbers, right? Now count if you can give a criteria, right? Range and criteria. Equal to count if, can give range, criteria can be anything. It like SUMIF function, I have given a lot of criteria. You can try any criteria. Suppose greater than 2, right? In this case, close bracket and enter. So greater than 2, 3 is only greater than 2, right? If I give greater than and equal to 2, you will get 2 as well as 3. It means it will get 2, right? And in count blank, what will happen? It will count the number of cells in a range that is empty, right? In this you can find only one cell is empty. So here equal to count, you can drop down, you can select tab, you can select the range. So here only one cell is blank, so it will give you result one cell as blank. Simple, right? Now let's go to the next function. If you have old Excels, then concatenate will be helpful to add the text or numbers or merge the text. It will be helpful for you. Join the two more text string into one string. For example, equal to concatenate CONCAN. Okay, so you can select the range. You can select like this: by, comma, sale, comma, rate, comma, amount, comma. So it will add all the text together, right? So if you have new Office 365 or new latest Excel, you can use concat equal to CONCATF, right? Simple, right? Here also, if you select concat, if you select like this, will also can work on it. But in concatenate, it may or may not work. So concat is a better option if you have latest Office 365. So try both. If you can get concat, it will be more helpful. Now, what is the use of AND functions? AND is not a function. It is just adding the text, like I have shown you in the SUMIF functions. You can press equal to, by, and sale, right? It will add. You can add also. You can press and double quote space, and so it will give first one as a by, then it will add text as a space, it will add C1, right? So which way it is better for you, you can do that. Here also in concatenate, you can also in between, you can also add the space and you can get the result. Similarly for concatenate also, right? It is simple. When you want to add lot of text and lot of cells together, it will be helpful for you. Now let's go to the next functions, which is very useful functions. It's called if functions. I'll give you simple examples and later we'll have more advanced separate tutorial only for if. Okay, so start with equal to if bracket your logical text. What your logical text? Suppose you want this cell if greater than 5 result as, you can write anything. If you want to write numbers, you can without code is okay. Suppose I am giving you okay. If it is not greater than 5, not okay. You can write in double quote any text based on your choice. So since it is greater than 5, it is okay. Now let's go down. I'll show you simple formula. You can go to the left arrow, control down arrow, then come to the right, control shift up arrow, then control D, right? So now you can see here, this is not greater than 5, this is only equal to 5, this is not greater than 5, so you will get the result. Suppose inside you want to write numbers. Suppose you are giving 100. If it is less than 5, you are giving 50. In this case, you don't have to give with the double quote. Only for numbers, you don't have to give with double quote. Apart from numbers, any text, anything you want to write, you have to give with the double quote. Right? Simple. Now let's go to the next functions, and or not. So why and or not is so important? These are the small functions, but if you combine each with and or not, it will become very complex, and you can use your own brain to build a better functions based on your logic requirement. Now let's understand what is and, what is or, and what is not. So and means if all conditions are true, it will check whether all conditions are true, right? Equal to and bracket, let's say let's take this amount is greater than 5. Another logic, you can keep logic adding more and more, and you can select this greater than 10, close the bracket. So here you can find out this number is greater than 5 as well as greater than 10, but if you come down it will say false, because even neither it is greater than 5 nor greater than 10. Let's take it to 10 and 15 for a better understanding. Okay, so this is true, this is false, false, true, and obviously this will be true. So now it will find out whether both conditions are fulfilled. If both conditions are fulfilled, it will show you true. If both conditions are not fulfilled, it will show you false, right? In this case, even though it is greater than 15, it will be identified because it is equal to 15. It is not greater than 15, so it is showing false, right? So now this is not greater than 10 because it is equal to 10, right? Now, what is the difference between OR and AND? OR means any condition is fulfilled, it will show you true. For example, I am taking the same example. I am just replacing with AND with OR. See, here you will get true. And down you will get false because none of the condition is fulfilled. Now here it is greater than 10, greater than 15, right? So both, any of the conditions, both the conditions, any condition is fulfilled, right? So it will show true. Now, so in this case what will happen? Both the conditions greater than 10, greater than 15, and here greater than 10, greater than 15, right? So any condition is fulfilled, it will show you. And if both because this is equal to 15, it is not greater than 15, so that's why it is showing false. But here it is greater than 10, even though it is not greater than 15, it will show you true because one condition is fulfilled, that is more than enough for OR. Now what is NOT? NOT means it is just the opposite. Okay, for example, equal to NOT, let's say this is equal to 20. So obviously this is equal to 20, but it will give you the opposite result. See, it will give you false. Okay, so it is just the opposite, right? So let's take an example of greater than 15, same example. So even though it is greater than 15, it will give you the opposite, right? So this is not greater than 15, it will give you true. So this is opposite, whatever your logic is, you will get the opposite result, right? So now if you are confused, try with your functions. Suppose this is greater than, I will give you example once again. Now this is greater than 15. Yes, this is greater than 15, but it will yes, it is greater than 15, but you will get a reverse result because you will get a false. Is this greater than 15? No, but you will get a opposite result, right? Next, go to the VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP functions. In VLOOKUP, it will calculate from left to right and in horizontal way. In HLOOKUP, it will calculate from top to down in a vertical way. So simple forms. And if you have latest Office 365, you can use XLOOKUP, which will calculate left, right, up and down, everything. So XLOOKUP will have a separate tutorial. First, let's understand what is VLOOKUP and what is HLOOKUP, right? Suppose in this fruit sections, I want orange and I want to find out what is the total of orange. What is total amount for orange? Let's say equal to VLOOKUP. Then first will be your lookup value, which one you are looking for. I am looking for orange. Then your table should be your entire table. You can select from left to right. Okay, you can suppose I want amount, I must select till amount. I can select more or till amount, not less than that, right? So let's say till amount I have selected. Now column index will be, you have to count the first column where you have fruits 1 2 3 4 5. So you want the 5th result, because I want the amount 5 comma, you can give 0, so it will give you a exact match, right? Enter. So your in orange your amount is 5, right? So in this case you can freeze also. Suppose I want to freeze this range of table, then freeze like this. And if I go for mango, it will show your mango 45, right? So in this case, suppose instead of amount I want the rate. In this case 1 2 3 4, here you have to change as 4, then it will give you a rate of the orange. Now what is the drawback of this? You type apple, it will give you 20. So it will find out only the first one. It will not consider the second, third or anything. In that case your SUMIF and SUMIF functions will be more helpful, because it will get added to the result, right? Now let's try the HLOOKUP. HLOOKUP will be just opposite way. You have to consider the top header. Based on that you have to find it out, right? Suppose example, I want to find the cell of mango, and to find the cell of mango I want to find this. Let's highlight this, and to find this cell of mango, right, equal to HLOOKUP, right? You have to select the range, comma, sorry, you have to first select your lookup value, comma, your table range, comma, you want to looking for cell, and you are looking for mango. Mango will be 1 2 3 4 5. This row you want, right? Comma 5. Okay, simple, right? So instead of cell for mango, if you want, let's freeze this table first, table range. Okay, so instead of cell, if you want to calculate the rate, you can calculate the rate. You can find the rate of mango, right? In rate of mango, it will give you a rate of mango 15. 1 2 3 4 5 15. Let's try once again. Here mango, sorry, rate, and to know the rate of mango, so here equal to HLOOKUP, select the, sorry, HLOOKUP, select the table, comma 1 2 3 4 5 1 0. See, 15. Simple, right? Now let's go to the next functions. So now function is very simple and very useful, and you should know how to use it. For example, if you simply equal to now f and close the bracket, because you don't have any criteria, anything for this, and enter, you will get your date and time, right? Suppose you want to format this date and time, and you want to now plus you want one more days or one more less days, extra less days. In this case you can put -1. Suppose you want to forecast for 15 days, that's 15. Okay, it will show you 15 days from now, right? To get the current date and time, you can use your shortcut key from your keyboard, Control plus colon, Control Shift plus colon. If I press Control plus colon, I'll get the date. Control Shift plus colon, I'll get the time. Simple. Now let's go to the next functions. Now in Excel, it is very important when you calculate some numbers, your round function is very important. In round we have round, round up, round down, and MROND. So what is the difference between these 4 round options? So first, round function will be round to a specific number of digits. Let's say I want for 1 digit, and how I can get it? Equal to round. Let's say this 95.48 I want to round to a single decimal. So 1, close the bracket. Now I can get 95.5. If I give comma or expand also, it will not show me result, it will show only 1 decimal result, right? If you want 0 decimal, you can just type 0, it will give you 0 decimals. In this case I have just added, so if you expand, you can get more results. Let's say point. Okay, you have more decimal numbers, but if you put 0 rounding or 1 rounding, you will get the result based on your nets. This is called round, right? If you give 2 decimals rounding, you will get 2 decimals rounding. To increase, you will get only zeros, nothing else, right? Now what is round up? Round up means you can up to a 1 level up based on your criteria from the 0. For example, you want to round up 1 decimal. It means if it is 0.5, then it will go 1 decimal up, it is 0.5, it will take the next level, equal to round up. Then let's take the same example, comma 2 decimals. Okay, now it is 95.48, but here you will get 95.49, because since it is after 8, you have some information, some decimals, it will consider as a next number. Okay, now here if you give 1 in round function, you will get 95.5. In this case, if you give 1, you will get same 95.5 because it is less than 0.5. And for example, if it is, let's say like this, now it is 95.5225. so in normal 2 decimals, 1 decimal rounding, you will get 95.5, but in round up you will get 0.5. since you have some information, some rounding data, it will round to the next level and it will round up to the 95.6, right? So this is the difference between round up and round. And now let's say what is round down. Okay, round down, what will happen? Equal to round down, let's select the same, comma, let's say 2 decimals. See, it will round down to 0.5. Here in this case, so given 1 decimals, let's give 1 decimals and check it out. See, 95.50. in this case, you might be thinking it is same, but it is not the same. For example, let's change this number to 4, and now you can find the difference between these two. Now it is 0.48. so in this normal rounding 1 decimals, it will consider the 1 level up, because if you go to the rounding 5, it will consider as a 0.5, right? Now in this case, what will happen? Whatever extra after 0.4, whatever extra, it will just ignore. It will ignore and it will consider only the first decimals. So in this case, so it is considering as 95.4. Now what is M round? M round means it will round in multiples, right? For example, M round in multiples of I want 10. So now it will show you 100 because 95 is near your 100, right? So it will give you in multiples of 10. It means it will be jumping to the next nearby 10. So if it is, let's say if it is 22, let's say 1 2, till it will come to the 95. Let's say if it is 5 or 6. Okay, now 87.24. So it is jumping to the next level called 90 because we have given multiples of 10. We want the information only in multiples of 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 in the multiples of 10. For example, if you have multiples of 1000, similarly, suppose you have all the numbers in 1000, 1000.1 2 3 4 5 6, but you want in thousands, then similarly you can use 100 multiplier, 10 multiplier, 1000 multiplier, million multiplier, anything like that. I've just given one example. So this will be more helpful when you want the information in the rounded informations in a multiples. So you should know now what is the difference between round, round up, round down, and M round. Now let's go to the next function, which is very important functions. How to format the text in Excel. Suppose for example you have written here your year-end sales transactions and you have given your date, right? In this case you can find your text is not good. Suppose you have less text, you can manually you can go and change it, but you have lot of text like para or something like that, paragraph or big text, it is very difficult to go and change manually one by one. So in that case you can use your functions to fix it rather than manually changing it one by one. For example, all the text I want in lower function, lower text, you can use LOWER, select the text, close the bracket, it will convert to lower immediately, right? Suppose I want all the text to be in capital letter, so in that case use your upper and select the text, add to the upper. Simple, right? Why to type manually again and again to the capital letters? Now suppose you want first letter to be capital letter, next text will be in a small letter, right? In this case use proper and select your text. Simple, right? Very simple. Now what is trim? What is the use of trim? Trim means, suppose after writing the text you have lots of space before and lots of space after. You copy it from somewhere and you find out that lot of space are there before and after. To fix that you can use your trim functions, equal to trim and select your text, close the bracket, boom. If you copy and paste special somewhere, you can find that before and after no space. So this will be more helpful, right? Suppose I have given proper, I can trim this, rather than I am trimming this, I'll trim this. Okay, now I have fixed the format as well as the trim functions, right? In this I can also combine trim, TROPER, and select the text, close the bracket, equal to trim, proper, select the text. Okay, I have combined both and I can also use it. Simple, right? So now let's understand what is the use of text functions. Text function will be very helpful. Let's keep the format here, fix the format here. Now what is the use of text functions? I'll just hide these rows so it will be helpful for you. In the text functions, suppose I want to add this both you know, concatenate and add you can use. Suppose I have used concat this text and double quote space and again and comma, you can use not and this, right? So now you can see your text number 44080 is coming instead of your date. To fix this, you have to use your text functions, which will help you in concatenate or anything in formatting your text. For example, in this functions, to fix the text in this function, in this one I want to fix the text, right? Let's highlight this. So here I want the concatenate as well as I want my date to be presented here. So first, to fix the date, you have to go to the date, press Ctrl+1. If you press Ctrl+1, what will happen? It will show your text format. Then you go to your custom and you can modify your format. How do you want date, month, year, or month, date, year, any way you want format it. After you format, you just copy this. You have to select and copy this. Select OK or cancel. Then go down here. Instead of F1, what you have to press here, equal to text bracket. In this F1, I want the format. Which format? Give in a double quote, close the bracket. See, magic, right? So now let's go to the next functions. Left, right, middle. Left, right, middle. So what is the use of left, right, middle? It is not alignment. You just identify the text. Suppose here 100 apples, 200 orange. In this case, I want only 100 or only apple or orange. In this case, what? Suppose I want only quantity. In this case, you have to select equal to left space and select your text. Number of characters, I want 3 characters. 100 will be 1, 2, 3. I want 3. Close the bracket. So I'll get only 100. Similarly, if you copy down, I'll get only 200. If you want only apple or orange, then in that case you have to use your right functions. Equal to right, select your text. From right, how many characters? From right, 1 E L P P L E. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close the bracket. I want 5. But in case if you press orange, you'll get only range. Okay, so it is difficult. I'll tell you how you can fix that. So next, suppose in this case you can see here your apple 100 quantity, apple 200 quantity. You want only 100 and 200. So how to get that? To get this, you have to use the mid functions. Is MID, select the text and your starting number. Starting number should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Space also you have to consider, and 7 will be your 1. Starting number should be your 7. So starting numbers, after you press 7, you have to press how many characters you want. You want 1, 2 or 3. In this case I want 3, and you will get 100. And down also you will get 200. Simple, right? Now suppose you have information like this, not in proper way, and you have to get quantity and your text in separate way. In that case you have to go to your data and select text to column. You press text to column, you can press fixed width, you can manually you can do like this, or you can use your delimited and next, and your space you are considering as your space. Then it will automatically consider space, and click next or finish. Then you can see here it will get segregated to the columns. So which way is it helpful for you, which way you need the information, you can select the informations and you can try it, right? So thanks for watching, and let me know in comment section below what are the 10 functions which is helpful for you. And if you need any informations on the or any functions information, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.